All right. So yeah. Um all right, so I got this cool ass microphone my sweetheart gave me. And I was looking through that booklet. Um I can plug headphones up to it. But these are for other things. They're not for this. So once I get headphones like this, I can start talking to you like this for a while. So I guess I'll start talking to you like this for a while. But it's a nice little setup. But anyways, um, yeah, man, yeah, yeah. Um, life and all its facets, life and all its brand new challenges and things like that. I was talking to you in my last video about how um, if you keep trying and trying and trying, and it always just never works out with people, then maybe you're just better off working alone. And that's what my conclusion is. I think it's better for me to work alone. Don't mix. Um, uh, if you got your friends, keep your friends as your friends, and don't mix friendship with other things because you might fall out. You know, I don't know if that's the reason why people fall out, but I know I'm the fallout motherfucking king. I just fall out with every damn body, and I'm not gonna blame anybody else. I'm gonna blame myself. But I guess there's reasons why I fall out with people. Um, I don't know, but you have to move on, man. All in all, you have to move on, dude. You have to learn how to move on. You can't sit and sob about why this and why that. You have to move on, and everybody's got to move on. It took me a long time to realize that you got to move on because the very people that you're sad about losing have gone on with their lives. They haven't given you one thought, and you just keep on being sorry and sorrowful and why this and why that. They're not doing that. They moved on with their lives, you know. So, you know, past histories, bad parenting and things like that, bad generational curses, you know. Hang on for a second. Yeah, that's somebody. I have to call them right back. That's another thing. It's like I answer everybody's phone call, man. I answer everybody's phone call. This new world that we live in, where people ghost you and uh, they rather send you, it's twisted, man, in so many ways. They rather send you a text than pick up their phone, and then you send them a text and they act like they didn't get it. But has has shown us how shiesty we really are. Because when I send a text out, it will literally show me that it's been read. So you got that text. You know I'm trying to communicate with you, and you still have not communicated with me. I got news for you people. When you call somebody and you text somebody, and it's been more than twice, more than 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, I got news for you. That person does not want to fuck with you. I don't care how busy I am, because everybody's busy. That's another thing. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. You're so busy, but you still got people that you communicate with. You still got people that you talk to. You still got people that you talk to on the phone with. You still got people that you text, etc., etc. So if there's somebody out there that claims that the reason why they didn't return your call because they're so busy, oh, I'm so busy, that person don't want to fuck with you. Get the message and move on. It took me a while to understand that too. How come this person ain't calling me back? How come this, how come that? Don't waste your time. Move on. You have to. You have to. You know. Um, yeah, I mean, I had gave up the dating world about 5 years back. You know, sick of that. You know, it's just it's a disaster zone. You know, I mean, sure, I'm still looking at women and everything. You say, okay, it's all good. Yeah, it's good, but giving them the opportunity to diss me, I just did not do. For one, you know, they look good and everything, but I'm not impressed. Especially women who are out there, real wild. You know, it's like how many guys has she been through before she brings it to me? You know, so I considered all that. So I was impressed, but at the same time, I'm not impressed because it's like, nah, it ain't like, you know, even when I was in the dating world, I was getting the one night stand, but not a follow up. You know, not a call back, not a response to my text, this, that, and the other. They got so many options out there that it's crazy. So a girl might be physically dating 3, 4 guys, and she's got hundreds of guys hollering at her on the dating app. So it's like her options are way open. So many options out there. So, but like I said, the rise in technology has shown, has exposed us as human beings on how shiesty we really are. My last video I read in Genesis where the world had got so corrupt that God got so fed up that he said he will destroy man, and that he did. He destroyed man and every beast on the face of the earth, cleansed it, if you will. And, you know, they got to start all over again. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at the world that we're living in right now, and it's like, wow, you know, that same level of corruption. And it's like, you know, is God going to come back again and destroy the world again? And, hey, man, you know, when God is handing out ass whoopings, all you gonna be able to do is just move on out the way. All you can do is move on out the way and just let God do what he has to do. You won't see me in God's way when he's handing out ass whoopings. You can believe that. You know, there's somewhere in the scriptures about how someone prayed the precatory prayer, praying that God would handle his enemies because his enemies is just getting away with too much. You know, when it seems as though the wicked are not punished, you know, people who are not wicked are suffering, and the people who are just completely evil are strong, and they don't look sick at all. They're not punished at all. That's not the case. The case is God's giving them ample time to retreat from their evil ways. So when they do experience the wrath of God, they knew that they had plenty of time to retreat from their evil way. They just simply didn't want to. But then again, you know, without God in your life, you know, you'll be like Pharaoh, man. You know, the Bible says that God hardened Pharaoh's heart so he can beat him even more, you know, because he got tired of all that polytheism, the God of this, the God of that, the God of the wind, the God of that, you know. As a matter of fact, you know, when God sent Moses to Pharaoh, and he told God told Moses to tell Pharaoh that I am the God of I am. I'm the God of I am. He just simply told him that I am. Just tell him I am. And, you know, if you think about it, with all the polytheism that was going on back then, the God of the wind, the God of the sand, the God of this, the God of that, you know, and he told Moses to tell Pharaoh, tell him I am the God of I am. And I never really understood it, and then one day it hit me. He told Moses to tell God that I am, because Pharaoh believed in a lot of gods. Like I said, the God of this, the God of that, the God of the wind, the God of the sand. He told Moses to tell him, I am the God of I am, because I am the God that you believe in. You know, you're not the God of the wind. I am. You're not the God of the sun. I am. You're not the God of the sand. I am. You're not the God of the water. I am. That's beautiful, ain't it? I'm the God of everything that you're saying that you're the God of. You're not the God of this. I am. You're not the God of the wind. I am. You're not the God of the sand. I am. And then when they tried to test him with sorcery, they threw down their sticks, and Moses' stick fell down and turned into the same snakes that his snakes turned into. Only thing is, Moses' snakes ate up Pharaoh's snakes and then turned back to sticks, to staffs, rather. How awesome was that? So, you know, you can tell how crazy humanity is, man, when they think that they can defeat God, you know. I mean, what are you going to go up against God with? I mean, seriously, you know. You know, God can defeat you with an earthquake. He can defeat you with the wind. He can defeat you with a tornado, a flood. I mean, how are you really going to go up against God? That's crazy. But then again, you know, I can see how somebody can be born in a culture that believed in a lot of polytheism, and you don't know what God is what, you know, especially when in an era where people were worshiping themselves, calling themselves God, you know, instead of acknowledging the actual one and truly God. But yeah, so whenever you get frustrated, man, just read your Bible, man. Reach out to God, and don't forget God. You know, I know that it's challenging to do these things. And I know how hard life can get, but I guess you just got to keep rolling with the punches. I can believe that you have to keep rolling with the punches. You're still alive. You're still of the living or whatever. So you just got to keep going. You got to keep going. I said before, I don't care about money. It's just that mankind has made it to the point where you're going to have to give money your attention. And sometimes you're going to have to give it your full attention. But at the same time, you can't worship the mighty dollar. Here in the United States, we are worshiping the mighty dollar, you know. And it's happening all over again, you know. You know, God destroyed the world one time because of all of this wickedness. And now it's just like, now I'm thinking it's like, well, you know, I'm seeing natural disasters, but not to the extent of the natural disasters described in Genesis. So I'm thinking, wow, so was the wickedness way more than the wickedness that I see today? If so, wow, that's a whole lot of wickedness. Is the wickedness back then, today, not even the tip of the iceberg, what it was back then? I'm thinking so. Because of course, like you know, God destroyed the earth and everything in it. He destroyed man and everything in it. So, as corrupt as I think it is, maybe it's not as corrupt as it was back then. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to compare back then to now. But just because I'm not seeing it, see, I want to see it. See what it is we want to see it. We want to see it. I want to see my enemies dealt with. I want to see my enemies punished. This person did this to me. I did nothing back. God, where you at? Like I said in another video, well, God, you knew this clown was coming. You knew he was gonna. You knew the type of destruction that they were gonna do to me, and nothing was done. So you have to realize that just like God loves you, He loves those clowns that are not refraining from their evil ways as well. But I have absolutely nothing to do with that. I require a lot of prayer because I don't believe in praying for my enemies. I don't believe in. I look at it as a sort of submission to my enemies, and I feel like they've gotten away with too much, and it's time for them to go. But that's not up to me. That's up to God. So. That's up to God, and it's none of my business. I feel like it's none of my business. I feel like, well, let me just give that to God and go on about my business, man, because I've got work to do. I've got serious work to do. Get to work, man. Get to work. I heard Goggins say one time that if you write a book and that book can't change somebody's life, it's time to get to work. Get to work, bro. Get to work. So I'm trying to get back to work. I've had a lot of leisure time on my hands, but now I'm really trying to get back to work, and it's going slow. It's going real slow. And I tell you the truth, I'm really not interested in the 9 to 5 or a 7 to 4 or anything taking up 8 hours of my day. I got to figure out how to get money without doing all that, because you're missing out. You're missing out. I'm looking at so many people that have put in so many years of work for somebody to just wake up one day and say, you know what? You're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, and you're fired. I'm talking about years. I'm talking about 15 to 20 years, and they wake up and say, you're fired. So these jobs, ain't nothing guaranteed out here. First of all, nothing's guaranteed out here, and especially these jobs. So while you're working that job, if you have to work a job, you need to be trying to see what else you can do that brings a nice return to you, outside of your job, So, you need to be treating them jobs as if I could be gone any day. No one's got job security. I don't give a damn what you say. Not even people in the bureau got job security. As you see right now, those motherfuckers are losing their jobs right now as we speak. So, it's all over the news. Trump's doing a whole lot of cuts, to lower the deficit, whatever, whatever, the corrupt side of me sometimes says, you know what, if I had it to do all over, I'd be a crooked politician, but I wouldn't be the type of politician that's in the limelight. Hardly would nobody know me. I wouldn't be bringing a whole lot of attention to myself in the media, and I would just make a lot of money, take care of my friends, take care of the group that I'm in, whether it be Democrat or Republican. I don't give a damn, man. Pick one and you're good. If you're in, that's another thing about politics I want to explain to you. We got all these people voting for Democrats, voting for Republicans. Yeah, okay, you're voting for these people, but are you in the game? Are you in the Democratic gang, or are you just voting for these clowns? Make sure before you vote for a son bitch that you're getting something out of what they're doing. If you're getting something out of what they're doing, then you're in the game. See, because a lot of politicians, they say what they're gonna do and get you to believe in it, and then you vote for them, they get in office, they don't do nothing. They're not doing nothing for the people. Politicians don't do nothing for the people. And another thing is, you can't look for any of these politicians to save you. Not anyone. You can't just look at politicians to come save you. No one's going to save you. You got to figure out how to get money and save yourself. Now, there's been some people. I've had some people tell me, oh, well, he's just complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm talking about real shit. I'm talking about fueling factual shit. That's what I'm talking about. I talk about nothing but the real shit, right? And that's real. If you're not in the gang, you're not getting benefits of being in the gang. When I say the gang, I'm talking about some gang on the streets. I'm talking about the Democratic gang or the Republican gang. The political fucking game, ladies and gentlemen. It was a time where I remember a guy by the name of Donald V. Watkins. He was I was around when he was explaining, well, you have to be in politics. You just have to. Why? Because politics is where the power is. When a guy from the ghetto can sell dope, gets busted down, does 20, 30 years for 2 keys of cocaine, and Robert Downey Jr. gets caught with the 2 keys, he does 6 months and he's out free. You got to admit the powers behind these things. The average guy that's trying to survive as a criminal doesn't necessarily have $20,000 to get an appeal in court when he is found guilty. So he winds up doing the full bid. But someone who has $20,000 for an appeal, he's got a chance to get off. See, don't play these games if you ain't ready to play these games. A lot of the best advice I can give a young man is, if you're not ready to play that game, then don't play that game. You don't want to play that way, don't play that way. Sure, you'll make a lot of money, but you better set aside some money in case your butt gets locked up. Because if you get locked up and you ain't got that money, if you don't got the money to give your lawyer to represent you in that case, oh man, then you're going to go down, The power of money is at play, So, I mean, if you ain't ready for them games, then don't play them games, Wow. Money is power because man has made it that way. You know what I'm saying? But certain laws work for certain people, and other people, they don't. I was talking to somebody just today. He said that P. Diddy denied the plea. He didn't go for the plea that they gave him. I said, well, of course not. I mean, he doesn't have to go for the plea. He's a billionaire. He doesn't got to go for that plea. Other guys are going for that plea because they don't have any money. The plea could be this. Plead guilty. We'll give you 8 years behind bars. You don't plead guilty and you're found guilty, we're gonna give you 30 years. Now, which one you want? They have to go for the plea because they won't take. Why take a chance in doing 30 years when you can get 8 years and be out in 5? For somebody with no money, that's a deal. But P. Diddy, he's a billionaire. I'm pretty sure he ain't got all his eggs in one basket. If he didn't know this day was coming, he should have known it was coming. I mean, he's a billionaire. He doesn't have to go for a plea if he didn't want to. He can take his chances. He can roll the dice. He can use his cards. All them corrupt people that he didn't shook hands with, all them corrupt people that he didn't invited to the party, and they didn't had all those huge orgies with. They owe him favors. They owe him favors. You owe P. Diddy a favor. Right now they're trying to get away from him. Right now they're trying to act like they never had nothing to do with him, you know. But that's how politics works. We supply the underground good time, and we shake hands and we're friends, and whatever I need from you, I'll let you know. Whenever you need to get away and have a nice orgy, you call P. Diddy and let him know. He's gonna hook you up. He's gonna hook you right on up. But P. Diddy might have you on tape. So you can't deny the guy when he asks you for a favor. You see what I'm getting at? That's how politics works. So, yeah, I'm hearing a lot of wild stuff about, you know, P. Diddy did this, P. Diddy did that. But you know what? Them same people that you call victims, they knew how they knew how P. Diddy gets down. They know he throws fucking parties. They know how wild he is. And you went over there fucking with him anyway in his underground parties. You ain't no damn victim. Come on now. And Cassie, well, he gave that boy $30 million, man. I mean, from what I understand, once you give somebody that type of money, it's supposed to be some sort of a closed agreement. You get this $30 million to back away and say, you know, hey, to not speak about whatever the issue was at all. She got paid and she's still going in there, running her mouth about what's going on. How does that work? Does he get the counter-sued? Does he get her money? Does he get his $30 million back? How's that? Tell me how that works. Well, from what I understand, they came up with a new law that says that that just eliminates the statute of limitations, which means so a certain amount of time gone by, you can't claim anything. It's called statute of limitations. But something happened where they came with a law that just excludes that one, probably for that state, and that's how she got to sue him for. Well, no, that's how she brought the case against him, and she agreed. She agreed, from what I understand, she agreed to not move forward for $30 million. It's just like, well, damn. It's like, okay, she got the money, but yet she's still testifying against him. How does that work? Somebody tell me how that works. It's like he would have been better to say, hey, bitch, I'm not giving you shit. If this was what was going to happen, you know, bitch, I'm not giving you shit. She testified him anyway. It's like a waste of money. Blew $30 million. Well, he's a billionaire. He don't care, but $30 million? Anyways, what I'm saying is these are the games that you have to play. We're looking at the lives like, damn, man. You know, you look at all those guys that's in the money and all that. You're like, damn, man, I need what they got. Not really. Not really, because look at what's happening to him now. You know, he's got all them damn cases, man. All them damn cases that he has, right? They're looking at all his money and say, we building up all these cases to break this motherfucker down, to break him, to get him broke. Let's get him broke like R. Kelly. But that was R. Kelly's fault. But, P. Diddy's a little smarter than R. Kelly. You know, R. Kelly's a little stupid. When you got all that money and you can't stay out of the limelight, you got all these people surrounding you and all of your business just winds out on the street, man. I think that's stupid. You got too much money to be that stupid. But they did. But anyways, I'm coming up on a half an hour, people. But I don't know, man. I'm going to give me some headphones and just start doing my thing with y'all right here, you know, on the Crown King, nothing Jmt. I don't have to wear the crown no more. I don't have to wear the fucking crown. Maybe I'll put it on again, maybe I won't. But if I never do, I don't have to. You know, I don't got to do it. It's okay. But I talk about some of the most realest things that's going on the face of the planet. Nothing but the real. Always remember, you get nothing but the real at JMT1, JMT, baby. And we're going to do this again on the next one. So y'all take care of yourselves and each other.